Hey guys, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the new album from Roux, which is pretty much just the solo project from Ellie Jackson at this point. The new album is called Trouble in Paradise. Bulletproof came out 5 years ago along with the self-titled record, which held other hits like In for the Kill. Can you believe that? It's been 5 years. Most artists would have just completely disappeared at this point. There has to be some sort of longevity to that record that has kept her fan base just around and actually still hoping and wanting a new record. Overall, I really did enjoy that record. It had a lot of bliss to it. It was very sentimental and just fun in general, and those are all elements for making a good record. Trouble in Paradise was announced earlier this year, and I was immediately enthusiastic towards this release after hearing the lead single, or else really the promotional single, Let Me Down Gently. It's a cut above what most 80s driven acts are doing these days, simply because of the heart that it has. It's one of the more emotionally in-tune tracks on the record, with much of the LP having more of a vibrant and upbeat and downright sexual appeal at times, with a healthy dose of synth pop and alternative kind of making up the instrumentation. The style of this record is tropical and breezy, hence my shirt here that I have on, with the smart 80s sensibilities of the debut record, with a new open feel that really cultivates this new sound that I see as being a solid step forward for Roux. Let Me Down Gently was immediately a winner in my book, combining the who, ah, with an emotive vocal performance and an inescapably catchy synth line that makes this, without a doubt, a contender for one of my top tracks of the year. Although this album does remind me of several other releases I've heard this year and even the latter part of last year, including the self-titled Kitten record I recently reviewed alongside Anthony Fantano, I think what sets this record apart from those is the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously all the time, unlike some artists that are in the similar vein that tend to get caught up in the glitz and the glam of the 80s rather than the other elements that made up its existence. Sex and Attraction definitely play a big part on this record in terms of lyrical content and even the way the music feels and sounds, whether it be blatantly in your face on cuts like Sex Attack or more reserved and playful on tracks like Uptight Downtown, definitely a favorite of mine, or on the 7-minute highlight Silent Partner. It's definitely there throughout. I think Trouble in Paradise is stacked with potential hits. Let's just hope that Ellie and her touring band can keep it together on the road this fall and not take so long for a follow-up next time. What's really clicking for me here on this record is the adventurous feel that the instrumentation provides for the listener. The guitars are something that are very solid and creative, the synth lines are completely refreshing and crush out many of these tracks, and Ellie's vocals come off quite intriguing and fun to me. Point in case of the playful and fun nature is the track Kiss and Not Tell. Instantly catchy, memorable chorus and melody to match this outstanding instrumentation here on this one. I definitely see this as being something that fans are going to be pleased by. Miss Jackson croons over the airy and free-spirited, cruel sexuality that's as serious as it is blissful. The island vibes really start to radiate at this point in the record, and I couldn't be happier with the results. I think Silent Partner could be my favorite track here on this record, with its sexuality being very, like I said, a little bit more reserved, but it's still there in a sense that it keeps you wondering and actually digging into the lyrics here on this one. It's something that has a very repetitive synth line, but at the same time never really winds itself out to the point that I get sick of it. I think it's a very epic 7-minute long song, and songs of that length have a hard time capturing me sometimes, but this one has all of the right elements to do so. Perky keys and bass lines along with the sensible lyrics are all things that I'm really enjoying about this track, and I think just make it something that stands above a lot of the cuts here on Trouble in Paradise. There are a handful of moments on the record that I'm not really into, one of those being Paradise Is You, which reminds me a whole lot of the track Let Me Down Gently in terms of vocals, and definitely not in a good way. Big synthesizers and keys tend to distract me and allow my mind to wander, but with that being said though, it does have a nice build to it and it has grown on me. Roux has been performing some of these cuts live since mid to late 2013, and Sex Attack is one of those tracks that kind of surfaced. That track intrigued me after hearing it early this year, the live version that is, because of the fact that it's not necessarily what you would think it would be. It's a very bright and upbeat track, but at the same time, its lyrics are all about a man who can't stop going to the strip club, basically, and his wife is always checking on him. That bastard! Too bad this track is so upbeat and fun, or else I might actually feel bad for the lady. I really am enjoying the good vibes that this album is bringing to me, and I will say that I don't think that some songs will age as well as others, including the wacky and out-of-place closer track, The Feeling, overwhelming. Repetition is key to many points of this album, and while I actually find that to be a good thing as it brings consistency, at least on most parts I will say, I could see that as being a potential problem that some listeners may have with Trouble in Paradise. This album is a 4 out of 5 from me. I'm really actually pleasantly surprised here, and I think you guys might enjoy it as well. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that like button on this review, guys, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of reviews on the way in the coming weeks. You can always click right here if you'd like. That'll take you to my last review, or you could click right over here. That'll take you to the second channel where I do track reviews. All of my hangouts are posted over there as well, my live streams. Send me stuff in the mail if you like. I got a P.O. box open now, and I will see you guys very soon right here on ARTV Beyond the Reviews.